Hey guys, James Rest here from Marketing Secrets for Electricians again, and today we're talking about marketing for electricians and really where it all starts. What's the first thing you need to know in order to start marketing? So let's look into that. So here's what I hear a lot. How do normal electricians like us, who are properly trained and licensed, who are not willing to cheat and take shortcuts, and who are wanting to own a successful electrical business, how do we compete against the big guys who own the market share, or the guys that charge peanuts for an electrical job? On top of that, we want to employ the best electricians so we can get off the tools and have plenty of time for other areas of life. That's the question. Join me and follow along as we search for the answers. My name is James Rest, and welcome to Marketing Secrets for Electricians. So, what's going on, guys? Today we're talking about marketing for electricians and where you want to start with. So the very starting point is understanding your customers. So in a previous episode we talked about Liz and Fred, who are our customers' avatars. So they represent our dream customer that we want to work with, or that our electrical business wants to serve, and this helps us decide if we're making the right decision for the customer. So it takes that decision off our plate, because we can look at it logically, step back from a third party perspective and go, okay, by me making this decision, does it help me serve my customer, or does it take me away from my customer, or does it like devalue the value I'm giving them? So if you haven't done that, or I hope you've got at least a visualization of who this dream customer is in your head, a representation, so it can help you make those decisions. Now, you guys have the advantage of being every day connecting with your customers to find out, and you can use this to find out what is going on. So in the online world, it's a bit harder. You got to go into forums, you got to like dig deeper. But if you've already got a customer base, some clientele that you're already working with, you'll be in the house, they'll be talking to you, and they'll be asking you questions, and they'll be giving you their concerns, their pain points, and you can take note of these, because these are the most valuable things your actual customer can be giving you. They're telling you their problems, and our business is there to solve a person's problem, and you want to solve their electrical problems, and they're going to tell you all about them, because people like talking about their problems. So this is a great opportunity for you to connect with them and just take notes. So when they're saying something, hey, I don't like this, or hey this, or hey that, like, pull out your phone, just write it down, or make a mental note, just put it down somewhere so you can review it when you go to do your marketing, creating your ads, creating your copy, or whatever it may be. So from that, we're going to look at the three main viewpoints or lenses that we can look at the electrical market. So the electrical market is the industry that you're serving now. It's like the electrical industry as a whole. So that's like the domestic, commercial. These are like sub niches of the electrical industry. So we're looking at there's three main lenses to look at it from, and the first one is health, and then it's relationships, and then it's wealth. So health, wealth, and relationships. These are the three viewpoints you can have when looking at the electrical industry. And what do I mean by that? So, for example, you may have in the health industry someone who is wanting to set up a gym, and they need the lighting done. And this is like, so they're like, I need the lights in so I can see in the gym because I want to get fit, or I want to see my face so I can put the makeup on. This is like more health. Like they have no lights, you can't do anything. And this is maybe a problem they're having. In the wealth, they may need more like lights in their home, because lighting can increase the value of your house, of your asset. So this may be something, it may be real estate, or maybe a domestic customer. And then there's the relationships. Maybe they want to set the mood in the bedroom, so they want to install a dimmer switch or something like that. So you see these different perspectives. If you notice, they're kind of serving customers in a different way, but this is the way we all make decisions in purchasing to increase our health, wealth, or relationships. So we're either moving to pleasure. So for example, pleasure would be, I'm going to get a gym, and I want the lighting or the electrical work done. So I've got my own gym, and that could be pleasure because they want to get fit and they want to help others, or it could also be wealth because maybe I've got 10 gyms and I need to deck them all out and I've got a franchise, and this is moving towards pleasure. But there's also the other side of the spectrum where they're moving away from pain. So you've got these three core viewpoints or lenses: health, wealth, and relationship, and then you got the pain or pleasure spectrum, and we make decisions through each lens and then moving towards pain or pleasure. So if we're moving away from pain, one thing might be in the health area is the aircon is tripping and I'm worried that my baby's going to get sick because it's too hot outside or it's too cold, something like that. Wealth, maybe the smoke alarm isn't installed in the house, and without that smoke alarm they can't sell the house, so they're going to miss out on some wealth. And relationships, they have a date coming around but there's no oven, they can't cook, and they wanted to do this really impressive meal. So these are the reasons why people are going to get you to do electrical work, and this is where you can connect with them in a deeper level. So I hope that helps and makes sense. If you have any questions on that, please let me know. But the best thing you can do is, like, I'm just giving you examples off the top of my head, whereas you can be in that person's house and you can listen to them when you're doing your next electrical job. What are they saying? How are they complaining? Is the job I'm doing moving towards pain or away from pleasure? Other way around, sorry. Is the job moving away from pain and towards pleasure? Yeah, which avenue or which lens are they motivated with? Are they like health, wealth, or relationship? And this is a simple way to start jotting down and taking note, and we can use this in your marketing to help connect with your customer. Now, have you noticed there's a common theme that you're paying attention to, and that is the problems these customers have? And why is that important? Because a business is here to solve problems for their customers. If you're not solving any problems, you're not going to be in business long. So in that said, there's three kind of areas of problems that we're going to focus on. And the first is kind of the industry in a whole. So for example, the electrical industry in a whole, for the domestic side of things, is like, okay, the electrician never rocks up on time. I've called an electrician, he doesn't answer. Like, I've gotten 3 quotes and they're so expensive. Or this guy like did a job and ran away, like he never called me back. Or the tradesman rocked up and he just left the apprentice here, and I don't want an apprentice doing my job unsupervised. I don't trust him. Or like the plumber's crack, like people don't like the plumber's crack. This is a pain point. It's like not pretty if you bend down and you see the plumber's crack, or electrician's crack in this case. So this is an example of the market industry's problems and pain points, and you can use these in your marketing and counteract them. So you can give solutions. You can say, hey, like if we don't rock up on time, we'll pay you $50 if we're not there when we say we are, just to give you that, comfort that we're reliable. So for each pain point, we can come up with a solution. And then next level, so that's like the industry pain point. And then the next pain point you've got is your customer. And in this case, you've got the customer avatars. So Fred and Liz, we can focus on what are their problems like. So Liz might be, okay, I've dropped the kids off at school and all the lights aren't working and I need to find a reliable electrician so I can just get on with my life and do things I enjoy. Or maybe you got Fred, who needs that reliable electrician to show up and help him with his handyman stuff so he can get back to doing his job and doesn't have to wait around all day when he just wants to finish the job. So if you can come up with problems or find the problems that your ideal customers are having, and then you start writing them down and then you use them in your marketing message to connect with your customers, you can then also provide the solutions, which is kind of the next step, which we may look into later. And then the third problem that we can do or look into is the follow-up problem. So when you, for example, install a smoke alarm or do a job for a customer, usually you create a series of follow-up problems. So one example might be an RCD or a safety switch. You install it for them and it trips. They don't know what to do. Maybe you have a manual that helps them do that, or like they don't know how to test it. Like they're not educated in that. They don't even know what you've installed. They don't know why. So part of this process is there's a bunch of follow-up problems that you can help solve. So just to recap there's 3 problems. There's lots of problems you can solve. Yeah. So there's the industry as a whole. You can solve those problems. There's your ideal customer problems that you can solve. And then there's the follow-up problems that you can solve for your particular customer. Now, I'm going to leave it there because we've covered quite a bit. I'll just do a quick little recap. So you've got the 3 main lenses or viewpoints: health, wealth, or relationships for your customers. And then you've got, within those areas, you've got pain or pleasure. So you want to talk about the pain or the pleasure. Are they moving away from pain or towards pleasure? And you can use that with your marketing. And then you've got the problems and the questions in the industry, the electrical industry, the problems from the customer as itself, and the problems that you create when you solve the first problem, so the follow-up problems. The thing that you can do here is, the number one thing is you capture the user's questions and concerns, so you can use that and start taking note. And then the next thing is brainstorm all the problems. So you set some time aside and just write down all these problems, group them, because in the next episode or in a future episode we can look at solving these. How are you going to solve them, and how are you going to connect with your customers in this way? So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please let me know. Well, let's get this show on the road and start marketing our electrical businesses and finding customers to serve that need reliable electricians. I'm trying to change the industry, and I'm building funnels for electricians to help do that. If you want to see the first funnel we're building, it's called, or you can visit it at findelectriciansinme.com, and this is the start of our client acquisition funnel, where we're going to be connecting with customers that need electricians. And when we do, we're going to need electricians to do that. I don't plan personally to go do these jobs. I'm going to give them to electricians that want to work with me to help serve these customers. So if you're interested in this, please go to findelectriciansinme.com and check it out, and we'll talk soon.